All right. Welcome to Pillow Talk. We are back, guys. Tonight's topic is use sex to get ahead. So you got to use sex. And if you have used sex to get ahead in life, we're going to talk about that tonight. But if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. So we're going to go ahead and start the show right now. Hey, baby. So glad you made it home. I got you a little something to sip on. Then I want you to curl right up under me. And we're going to talk about your day. We can talk about love, life, and anything else you want to talk about. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to put you to sleep the right way. You already know what time it is, baby. It's time for Pillow Talk. Brought to you by bensounds.com. All right. We are back and welcome back to Pillow Talk. Like I said, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys for coming back to the show. So we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to talk about should you, have you, or would you use sex to get ahead in life? You know, were you in college? Did you have to have sex with a professor to get a better grade? If you had a job, you needed a promotion. Did you sleep with someone to get the job? I mean, what would you do, and would you do it to get ahead in life? You know, that's the question. That's the question. And have you done it, right? But you know what? That doesn't work for men too much. I think it works sometimes, but I don't think it worked for men a whole lot. But I do think that men, if men could do it, men will use sex every damn day to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? That's just how men are made up. You know what I'm saying? And so women are not you guys are not made up that way, but you guys still use that stuff as your advantage, right? We're gonna talk about that tonight because we're gonna talk about the things that people have done to get what they want. You know what I mean? and and you know how that goes, right? So the question is, would I get now? I'll tell you what, in the acting world, they call it for the old heads, people know what the term means, the casting couch. But for the younger generation, what they call the casting couch is for a lot of people that want to be casted in a TV show or a sitcom or a even theater, right? They call it a casting couch because a lot of times these directors and these producers and stuff will have a couch in their office, right? And to get to be a part of that job or that crew or just whatever you wanted, you had to sleep with those guys, right? So they call it the casting couch. Very famous. People done it for years, not saying that it's right, right? But these guys are some meatheads. They have used that stuff to their advantage. It's not funny, but they've used it, right? But some of that stuff is coming back to bite a lot of those guys in the ass, right? But so it has happened. But then there's some people out there that know, hey, to get where I want, I will push the envelope and I will do what needs to be done, right? And I've known a lot of people that went through college and a lot of people have had sex with professors, right? And the teachers and their bosses and people to go get a job to get the hookup, right? So it's common knowledge. You know what I mean? You guys got to remember, man, sex is the oldest profession, right? Well, prostitution. Prostitution is the oldest profession. So there's a lot of people that have used there over the years, right? And do I blame people on both ends of that? Like on the end of saying, women, it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong for men to put women in that position, but it's also equally as wrong that women have put themselves in a position to get what they want, right? And it's happened a lot of times. You know what I mean? It's happened a lot. But do I blame women? Because men will take advantage of women all the time if they could. You know what I'm saying? Not all the time, but a lot of the times, right? We all know this, right? That's why we got laws and a lot of things and regulations that's going down to keep people from doing that kind of stuff. But we're going to talk about the lighter side of it. We're not going to talk about the side that people have we'll talk about it a little bit because it's pillow talk. So we're going to address it all. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about it all. But I remember this girl, and I remember that she said she was going through college and that she slept with a professor to get a better grade. And I was like, wow, how you feel? She's like, man, that was like 2 minutes. And she said, hey, I got a good grade. That was the best. That was the easiest grade. Because I forget what her grade was and she needed something to come up. But anyway, she got a good grade. And I asked her, did it make, how'd you feel about that? She's like, man, I've done worse for less. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? I was shocked, you know what I'm saying? But as a guy, if men could do it, we would, you know what I mean? But we always shame women, you know what I'm saying? So it's not nothing new, but it has happened. It's happened a lot. And I've seen women, I've seen guys. Listen, I remember this dude, it was a younger dude that I remember because we were all in like our 20s and early 30s, like late 20s or something like that. And it was a guy that wanted to, it was a job, you know what I'm saying? And so it was some older people at the job, older women and stuff like that. And he was just flirting, you know what I mean, trying to get the job. Now he did end up with the job, but he didn't kiss and tell. So he didn't tell me if he slept with those women, that older woman to get in the job. You know what I'm saying? But he had the job. But I remember him, he was like, man, I got to do what I got to do to get hired. You know what I'm saying? But it was a job he really wanted. And he was flirting his butt off because he knew them a little bit outside the job, just a little bit. And he wanted to get in the job. But some way, somehow, they hired that dude to get in. And so I think he sold himself to get that job. You know what I'm saying? And I asked him about it. But you know what I mean? I asked him about it. He kind of danced around the subject a little bit. And I think it was some people around, but I should ask him again later at a later date, but I didn't. But it was kind of funny, man. It was kind of funny to know that, right? But men would do it. Now, the question is, men would do that stuff if it's somebody they enjoy or they find to be attractive. But would a man do it if they didn't find the woman to be attractive? That's the question. That's the question. But I think men would. I really do. I think a lot of men would. I think, men would, how men do the take one for the team thing? They'll take one for their own team. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's ask the question me. Would I mess around with somebody to get the dream job or the dream job? Let's say it's a job that's offering $2 million a year. Then I'm probably game. Yeah. I'll probably be game. Yeah, listen, and she doesn't have to be the best looking woman in the world either, right? But if the job is paying like $1 million, right? And it depends, you know what? It depends on how good the job is and what kind of benefits that job comes with. You know what I'm saying? What kind of benefits would they give your boy, and how bad does the person look? Does she look? Is she like totally like look like a witch, like the witch the ugly witches and stuff like that? Do they look like that? That I don't know if I could do that. But like I said, I guess it depends on the perks. You know what I mean? Does the job pay $100,000 a year? Does it pay $500,000 a year? What does the job pay, and what are the benefits? Right now, I do have a limit. I do have a limit. And I think that everybody has a limit. But I think most people would push to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. It's a crazy situation to even think about it. But, it's all fun and games until you being made or you put there on the spot. But I don't think nobody had to be put it on the spot. But I do think, well, how the old saying goes, you got to use what you got to get what you want. You remember that song? You got to use what you got to get what you want, which was crazy. It was crazy. You used to hear that song all the time, but there's a lot of people that did it, But but I got some friends that I know would probably do it for probably pennies, pennies. So just to go there's people that would do it for a Snickers, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But me, my own personal life, it just depends, man. It all depends. And it depends on how attractive the female is that I gotta mess around with to get what I want, right? Now okay, like case in point. Y'all remember Patti LaBelle, right? Patti LaBelle loves younger men. She loves younger men. It's about 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I say. Patti LaBelle had these little young dudes, and Patti LaBelle had out front of her house. I don't know if she was on MTV Cribs or what, but she had these motorcycles out there, like these Hayabusas and stuff like that. Patti liked bikes. But Patti was buying them bikes for them young dudes. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're talking about Patti LaBelle. You know what I'm saying? Would I sleep with Patti LaBelle for a Lamborghini? Yes, I would. It's Patti LaBelle. You know what I mean? Patti LaBelle is somebody's great grandmother. But would I take one for my own team to go get a Lamborghini? I would. I would mess around with Patti LaBelle for a Lamborghini, right? Now, would I mess around with Wendy Williams for a Yugo? Hell no. You know what I mean? Wendy Williams looked too much like a man. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do the Wendy Williams thing. You know what I'm saying? So Anne Marie, salute queen. She said, I would never sell my soul for nothing. Lies, maybe $1 million. I have my limits though. Yeah. See, there you go. It said, You might do it for $1 million, but you have your limits. Listen, we all would. And I'm glad to see that somebody admits it, right? So my thing is, where do your limits lie? You know what I'm saying? Would you, let's say it was somebody like Morgan Freeman. Would you sleep with Morgan Freeman to be in a movie with Morgan Freeman? And go. Let me know that. Would you sleep with Morgan Freeman to be in a movie with Morgan Freeman? He's an older dude, right? Would I do it with Wendy Williams for $1 million? Wendy Williams like a dude, man. I don't know if I could. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do Wendy Williams for $1 million. I don't know. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could. Now that I think about it, I could. Let me be honest. I go take a couple of shots of Crown, and it's going down. Or a couple of shots of Ciroc. Wendy Williams. I had to take Wendy Williams down. Now, how long do I have to work for that $1 million? Do I have to stay there for like a whole hour, a whole night? What do I got to do to please Wendy Williams for that $1 million? What do I got to do? You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, man. But you got to answer the Morgan Freeman question. I can do it with Morgan Freeman for $1 million. I bet you could. Okay, well, let's up the stakes a little bit. Let's up the stakes just a little bit. What about Don King? You know what Don King is, right? Don King, the guy with all the stuff in his hair. Don King is 92 years old. Yeah, Don King is 92 years old. So would you sleep with Don King for $1 million? To be hired, let's say it was a job and the job was going to pay you $1 million for the year, but you get the job. Would you sleep with Don King for the job? Now, I do have my limits, but when you start talking about $1 million a year after taxes, $700-something thousand a year, would you do that? Right? I believe it would. You know what I'm saying? I believe it would. Or better yet, would you sleep with Bill Gates to be on Bill Gates' staff? You know, that's $1 million a year job. Bill Gates, would you do Bill Gates? That's the question. Now, me, I start drawing a line at some of that stuff. But Wendy Williams, $1 million to take over the Wendy. Let's say if you was going to change the Wendy Williams show to the Scott Free show, and I had to sleep with Wendy Williams to do so, then I'd do it. I can get drunk, and I sure would. That is so sad. So Don King can lay on top of you with his hair spiked out to get you a job for $1 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you feel bad about that? Do you feel the slightest bit bad? Let me ask you this though. All jokes aside, do you feel bad or do you think it's wrong for people to use sex for their own benefit? I don't mean the person is like doing like Harvey Weinstein, like you got to have sex with me before I hire you. But like if you knew a guy had, or a girl, do you think that a person is wrong if they do tries to use sex to further their self? You know what I mean? Like they will sleep with somebody to get that position, to get that job. Do you look down on them for that? And if so, why? Which I don't. I think that a lot of people do it. So I don't look down on nobody that does that. You know what? I don't really judge people for what they do because I don't know their walk. I never walked in their shoes. So I don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you saw this, but I was talking about this girl that was in college and she said that she slept with a professor to get a better grade, but she passed this class, right? And she was like, man, that was an easy 2 minutes or something. She said, she laughed off. I said, how does that make you feel like that? You know, we was young and we was laughing about it, but she was like, nah, she's like, I've done worse for less. That's basically the term and stuff she did. She said, yes. I don't look down on anyone who do what they have to do, but I wouldn't. Oh, you wouldn't? You just said you would with Don King to go get a $1 million a year job. You know what I mean? That's what you said. But I really, truly don't. But it goes on a whole lot. You know what I mean? A lot of people use sex as favor, right? And I tell you what, a lot of people use I guess the notion of you might be able to sleep with that person if you had them around. So I'll tell you what's funny. And the reason why I said it, because a lot of jobs they hire people because of that. You know what I mean? Even if it ain't sex in the line, a lot of people get hired because of the sexual chemistry that people see in them or feel with them. You know what I mean? Dudes are bad about that. You know what I mean? They'll hire that. They'll hire women for that. They will. I've heard executives talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot of them big time executives, but I've been around some. You know, and I've heard some of them people talk about that they've hired women because she's a hot little thing or she's hot. You know, she knew it was some people that was qualified, but we hired the prettiest one. So there you go. Why they hire the prettiest one, you know? I guess something at some point has got to be something that takes you over the top, not just for a little promotion or for no six-figure job. You wouldn't do it for that. Okay. Now, do you blame the people that went through college and slept with their professors to get a better job? I mean, better get a better grade? What's your thoughts about that? And you know that happens. That has happened a whole lot. It's wrong, but hey, you know, I've seen it happen. Do you look down on them? Now I look down on the professors. I really do. I look down on the professors in that situation. But I don't. Is that that's double standards, right? That's really double standards. That I fault the professors for doing that because you're going to train somebody's grade for that to get in their pants is wrong because you're in a position of power. I think the person in position of power is the wrong one. You know what I mean? But the person that's trying to get into a better position, sleeping with somebody to get to a better position. Hey, I can't say that as that I just don't have a dog in that fight. Now, do I blame people to do it? Nah, I really don't. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And the reason why I say I don't blame them because you know how men are. Men would do it. So, and the reason why I say that I don't blame them because most of the time it's gonna be a woman that can use that. Guys can't. You know what I mean? I don't really know no dude out there that flirts with too many women to get a job. Like I said, I talked about this one guy, but he knew them outside of the job. But I don't know if he slept with that lady, one of those ladies, or what, or not. She said, if it works for them and that's what they have to do, then all hats off to them. Yeah, yeah. But listen, I don't judge them. I don't judge nobody for that. You know what I'm saying? But people do that. They sleep with people, move up in ranks. You know, and then when they get to the top, they it's all hell to pay. Now I don't know if Roseanne Barr did this or not, but Roseanne Barr, when she had her show years ago, when she was trying to make it up, when she became and got her footing in and it became her show, she fired everybody. Now, I don't know if she did what she had to do to get to the top, but I know that when she got there, she was pissed off and she didn't like any of them people she worked with. And when she got up there, she fired all of them. So you could only imagine what she had to go through to get there. When a person got to go through hell to get where they're going, that a lot of times it becomes a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? It really does. It's a bad situation. But like I said, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame people doing it. But hey, just like you can be like Jay Leno. Jay Leno once hid in a closet and was at a very important meeting, hid in the closet, listened to everything that was said, and used that to his advantage and got hired. Oh, it happens every day in the workplace. I agree. I agree. It happens every day in any walk of life. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you remember when the judge it was listen, there was a local judge that well, you remember I think it was a big time judge that did it someplace. What was it, Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas did that. He was having sex with some of them girls. Yeah, Clarence Thomas did. But then there was also a local judge that was sleeping. He had like some of the women that came in. He was residing over some cases that were people that had substance abuse, and he had them girls coming back. He had one particular girl coming back to his chambers, and he was having sex with her. He even had her got her out of jail, had sex with her. Yeah, yeah, it happened. It happened a lot, and it was a lawyer. As a matter of fact, it was a lawyer that hit the news that was doing that. He had a bunch of clients. He was sleeping with the clients and trying and telling them he was representing them, but he was messing their cases up and dragging it out so he keep having sex with them. That stuff is wrong. See, that's the people that need to be put under the jail. The people in a position of power. You know what I'm saying? That says, "Hey, I'm gonna do this, but you got to give me something." You know what I mean? That's wrong. I think that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But now, and like I said, it's me, it's my own double standards. But that if you can figure your way to move around that and get to the top, then hey, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there wish that they could sleep with the judge and get their sentences dismissed and or their charges dismissed. It happens a whole lot. Oh yeah. Cops do it to the inmates all the time. Yeah. That happens a lot. Yeah. Cops do it after. Hey, cops do it after on be pulling over and be picking them hookers up too. Instead of taking them to jail, they be getting some. Yeah, they do it. They do it, man. Listen, I think that a lot of people in position authorities in position of power use that to their advantage. A lot of them do. A whole lot. A whole lot. But you know, the thing about it is the dynamic of a man and a woman, you know, you men are always coming on the women whether they got the job or not, but it's even worse when you got a job and you know that lady might need you or something like that. Them dudes are gonna push it. They're gonna push it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna push it. Said inmates get pregnant from some of those officers. Yeah, they do. They do. Hey, and you know what? It happens on the male side too. There was a guy that was an inmate. He had was it three or six of the guards pregnant at the same time. He had a bunch of the guards pregnant at the same time. Yeah, it was a black dude. Some black dude was in, and I'm sure it happened more than that, but it hit the news where they was talking about it. Some black dude was an inmate, and I guess he's messing around with the guards and had like it was either three or six of them pregnant at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So you know if he was screwing them that much where he got them all pregnant around the same time, you know they gave him special favor. They probably snuck stuff in, snuck stuff out. You know that. Now in that situation, as the jail, the prisoner, can you blame the prisoner? I wouldn't blame the prisoner for that. You in jail, you ain't getting none, and then you got the guards in there that's gonna give you something and do something for you. Hey, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Now I do blame, like I said, it's still double standards because then it's wrong on, you know what? It's wrong on both ends. You know what? I just say it's wrong on both ends because when you know about the male guards in the women's prison that do it to the females, you know, are they forcing them and taking it from them? That's the thing you got to think about. You know what I'm saying? You know. The matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you. Matter of fact, there was this thing that I watch on YouTube. I cannot think of the guy's name, but he talked about how he was locked up. And I'm gonna tell you this story that was crazy. He said that he was locked up and that he was in a cell with this guy, and the guy he was in a cell with was having sex with a older prison guard, right? And he was having sex with her. And he said that they would tell each other, hey man, I try not to come up to the back to the room. I'm back to the cell. Give me some time. I need this every day. He said, so I don't know what he's doing, if he's doing some deals or whatever else. I'm letting him handle his business. He said, so he stayed away from it. He said that the guy kept having sex with the lady, and that one day the lady had ended up burning the guy, right? She ended up burning the guy. And anyway, the guy told him about it, what was going on. So he said that when he found out what was going on, he was like, oh my goodness. He said that the guard made a pass at him. He's like, nah, I can't do it. She was like, look, if you don't do this and whatever else, you don't do this, and I'm gonna come through here at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. If you don't do this, then something about she would get him put in a hole or something like that, right? And so he said that at the middle of the night, he did something, got sent to the hole. He said this stuff kept going on and on and on. He said so until it was another inmate that he knew and he could see the sheet up. So another inmate asked him about it. I said, man, I know what y'all doing with that girl. I want to hook up. He said, so I ended up hooking the dude up with her and let them do it. And that got me out of it. He said, once it got me out of it, it was good. But he told this whole long story, man. It was crazy. I don't remember every little intricate part of it, but it was crazy. The dude said he was in jail, and the guard, it was a female older guard, and she told him if he did not do it, she would put charges on him, and she would do that. And that's the truth. And I don't know the name of the inmate or the name of the show, but I actually was watching this. I was actually watching YouTube, and it was about Birdman, Birdman's brother. Birdman, the rapper Birdman, Lil Wayne, the owned the record label Cash Money, his brother had got out of jail. And when that one went off, his brother was talking about how things went on with him in prison. He's talking about prison stories. When his went off, that one came in behind it. So I don't remember what that one was, but it was a guy on there, and he was talking about how he tell those stories. So I couldn't tell you how to get to it. The guards are getting their groove on, and the inmates getting to make phone calls and other special treatment. Oh, yeah, they do. Now, some people that want it, yeah, but it's a thin line between the people that want it and the people that's forced. And you wouldn't think that a guy would be forced into it, but dude was like, yeah, man. He said he told, oh, the first night, that's what it was. He told girl, yeah, you got to, I don't have any condoms. The girl was like, nah. She said, nah, you got to bring some condoms. He said, that's what got him by the first night. And he said, then after that, he got into it with a guard or whatever and got thrown in the hole, or he got hurt and he's hurt to go get away. He was like, man, I wasn't doing that. He said, man, she in there having sex with everybody. And he said, and then old boy, she been having sex with old boy every day. And then kind of find out she ended up giving him something, you know what I'm saying? Then try to say she wasn't having sex with nobody, you know what I mean? He said, so he didn't want to be put in a position where she say he either took something from her or done that kind of stuff. Yeah, he had a long, yeah, he went all the way in details. It was crazy. It was really crazy. It was really crazy. But I guess it happens to a lot of people, you know? I guess it happens to a whole lot of people. So that happened. But if it benefits you, you know, if it benefits you on the side and you're not putting yourself in harm's way, but if you're in a situation where you're gonna lose your job, you better not be on the other side of that. You know what I mean? You better make sure you're not on the other side of that. Now, if you on the, like I said, you're not in a position of power, then you pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got everything to gain and nothing to lose, mostly on that one. You know, if it's something, if you the one initiated it, you know what I mean? You know, but I guess that can be bad for anybody, you know. Anyway, anyway. Yeah, that's a crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. That's something to think about, you know. People do it for cars. You know, people that go out and get cars out of car lots and do it. No money down. They just bend it over and get right off in the car. That has happened. Men that own car lots, they use their car lots for that. Yep. And people that have properties, they be sleeping with the tenants. You know what I mean? Now I remember, and now a lot of people that slept with the person that own their property that they pay rent to. Now that has happened a whole lot. That's happened a whole lot. But a lot of times them backfired and they done lost everything too. That happens too. So you got to be real careful on that. Real careful on that. But so can we agree to say that it happens in the world in all different shape, forms, and fashion, and that if you do use it to your benefit, and you're the one that's trying to get yourself in a better position, trying to earn something, I don't. Hey, do I recommend it? No, but if that's what you got to do to get what you got to get where you got to go, as the song would say, you got to use what you got to get what you want. I take my hat off to you. You know what I mean? Do your thing. I ain't gonna get in the way of it. I let it just ride out, you know. But it is what it is. Yeah, people will do what they gotta do to survive. Yeah, just like in what was it? Where she said, I need that rent money. Yeah. The game of survival. It is. Everybody's gonna do what they gotta do. Yeah. I'm in a bind, Nate. You know what I mean? Hey, hey, that's how in the movie Set It Off. That's real. Remember, she went down to the car lot and got the money from Nate. Yeah, that happens. But anyway, that's what we'll agree to. We'll agree to that. But anyway, I wanted to get on tonight. I had so much stuff to do, and I didn't want to not do Pillow Talk tonight. So I wanted to get on, say hi to everybody, and do the topic. And so I wouldn't miss another night, but I got to get off here a little early tonight. So I hope everybody have a good night. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you guys tell to your friends. If you're on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit sub. But any other platform, if you look down in the description, you'll see that my link tree is there just so you can follow me on all my social media. So please do so. So until next time, oh, we do this show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So tease you till we please you. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.